This project argues that the portrait of women in Gentlemen of East Asia
women.
reinforces negative stereotypes and reflects China's broader cultural attitudes toward women. It seeks to provide insights into how the representation of women can shape and reflect cultural values by analyzing the poetry of female characters through critical theory frameworks and analyzing the roles of the producer and the audience representations. By adopting tools like Screen Balancer can promote a more balanced and equal representation of women of different ages in media. La Aurora movement defends the male gaze theory based on psychoanalysis, especially Freudism. She described the female as an object displayed for the gaze and enjoyment of men. Women in films have traditionally been portrayed as erotic objects for both the male characters in the story and the male audience watching the film. A close-up shot of her beautiful leg integrated to an eroticism model. The close-up of the legs and bottom form an erotic pattern towards sex and the objectification of women. Movie mentioned about 3 different perspectives of watching a film.
我是墨西哥来的。
Mexico，
哇，
我很喜欢吃墨西哥菜，
那你很能吃辣吗？
我很能吃辣的。你是不是也很能吃辣呀？
是当然的。
怪不得你的身材这么火辣。
This plot reveals the perspective of the male audience, since the shooting angles were from the Mexican girl's face to her body. Except for the male gaze theory being applied in the show, the representation of female characters follows the mainstream favor of male audience. Female characters in China TV dramas are mostly youth, up to 76.48%, while middle-aged women and old women account for a relatively small proportion. The proportion of female characters in this TV drama is nearly 100% youth, beautiful, and slim. I discovered how Hans Zhang is hardworking in editing and producing this TV from another reality show. Hans Zhang not only played the main character, but also wrote the script and positioned as the producer of Gentlemen of East Asia.
你把那脚能不能卡一下那音乐的点儿键？来帮我长1秒钟吧，给个空镜吧。就有没有一个就是往下这样下来一点。
Tong Yu wanted to reach out and catch the female character who was about to fall, but accidentally grabbed her bra strap. This seemingly dramatic scene insinuated and ridiculed women's underwear, and portrayed it as one of the unique characteristics of women. Although we do not know why Hans Zhang wrote and designed this uncomfortable scene in the show, it reveals his underlying misogyny and values through the TV series.
这一款还是比较适合你。
为什么？
包的气质跟人气质贴切呀，成功女性的形象浑然天成。
This passage reflects the writer's stereotypical image of successful women, who are presented with luxury and expensive handbags. The portrayal of men wearing high heels in the play reflects the screenwriter's stereotypical impression and cognition of women. During the shooting process, Zhang incidentally touched the actress' private body part. We cannot say whether Zhang used his position and power within the production team to harass actress throughout the filming process sexually, but we remain skeptical. Approximately 97.4% of reviewers gave 1 point to the show on a Chinese social media platform called Douban. However, not all comments they left are reliable because most reviewers are diffused audiences. I did a small interview to gather the audience's opinions after I showed them the video clips.
就在刚才那个看的视频里面，我感觉那几个女生被表现的非常主动，这个是她们共同的特点吧。我理解也是编剧 传达给我的意思。他们有没有被刻板的，就是表现？我觉得是有的。从哪开始呢？从那个女生把房卡递给，就是放到那个男生的兜里开始，我觉得那一段是非常夸张的。坦白来讲，之前的那些部分，我认为不管是中国女生还是外国的女生都会有的情况。所以说，我是这么看的。
So what do you think?
I think this video reflects a very typical male gaze perspective from the angle this camera shoot and how the story is told.
Yeah, and I also noticed that they invite a lot of like foreign women, and so it's like it's very stereotypical because for many Chinese people they think women from other countries, especially Western countries, are more beautiful and exotic. So I think it's also an example of a stereotype.
Definitely.
Gentleman of East Ace is better than I expected because it has some advantages, such as its smooth transitions. However, how he portrayed women still follows pornography shooting and heteronormativity norms. Therefore, the script writing and portray of female characters by Hans Zhang should be reinforced into a positive side.